play? Well, she's a pizza delivery girl. Do you not see that pizza box sitting right there? Whereas, what is left? What is right here? How did she become a ninja? I think it's a rite of passage in this world's pizza delivery game, you know? No, they actually run across rooftops. That's how they deliver pizza in the future. Yeah, exactly. So the fun thing is you can actually run this game in first person. It is the ugliest thing you can ever do, and I would never recommend it to anyone. But you can do it. Wait, we already have, I was gonna say, I thought I already saw the FFZ follow, but somebody might need to do it again. Okay, yeah, it's just those crazy guys. Yes, pizza delivery now, I don't think it's well paid at all. There's like, half this game is all about how they're super poor, so, you know, that's... Okay, so I'll just give one disclaimer first. So, the fastest way to run this is in speedrun mode with their built-in speedrun timer, which means that every single level compares against the world record time and my gold splits in that level. So be prepared to see a lot of lost time. So if you want to see exactly how poorly this run's going, you can compare against those times. So yeah, can I just count you down and I can go? Okay, so we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. Are you local recording?
Now he is.
That's what I thought.
Nobody needs the first 3 seconds of the run.
Okay, so the main character you play is Gemma. She's a pizza delivery girl, and of course in this timeline, pizza deliveries are all done through the rooftops. So what you basically do is you're this little pizza corporation, and really most of the game, it was actually made by a small set of developers, just a family. I think it was mainly developed as like an anti-bullying campaign or whatever, but it's a pretty fun, solid platformer. So basically most of the game, what I'm going to be doing is building up speed through making sure I don't break movement. Once that happens, the sound likes going crazy. So once I have this little rainbow behind me, it means I'm moving nice and fast. As long as I don't break movement or get hit by an enemy, then I will maintain this speed. And of course, if I want to go fast, I do not want to break speed. So I will be trying to do that as little as possible and make it up as fast as possible. So this first level is all about people not wearing pants, apparently. So self-respect is a good thing. Yes, so, you know, and now we're talking about how, you know, other people, they're not good enough to run on the roof. So, wow, my controller just died there. That was great. Yeah, so, you know, if you can't run on the roofs, you have to run or take the bus, and that's just boring. So who wants to do that? The new what? I am not familiar with it. Do not watch anime. I know, that'll get me crucified. Okay, so I just take a little jump here. The nice thing about these levels is that really there's not much of a way to screw it up in the fact of falling. So yeah, you're almost guaranteed to lose speed there. It's very hard to maintain speed going into that corner. Yeah, how's pizza not liquefied with all that jumping? It's a very special pizza delivery container, obviously. So yeah, as you can see, we're off to a rousing start. What pizza company? I don't actually think they name this small pizza company, but as we get into this next level here, you'll see like the competitors. It's a Pizza Mega Co., of course, the most generic big name company you can think of. So this is the first level where we'll actually run into enemies. So we're just gonna quickly get there. And they're basically a bunch of, you know, nameless pizza assassins, apparently. So, get bent loser, you know, they're very nice. They're very nice big ninja corporations. So, I want to try not to jump here. There we go. the benefit of doing all the deliveries, happy customers. So this like all deliveries is really just the like any percent story. Yeah, so each delivery is their own mission. Yeah, that would be nice, but you know, every customer is important. So basically, I can either jump over enemies or slide through them. Most of the time, I'll just be sliding because it's quicker. There's a couple places like right here where sometimes it glitches out, so it's just safer just to jump over them. You know, might cost a little bit of time, but I'm not risking that. Okay. So yet again, finding another pantsless person. I don't know why she's getting all these deliveries right away, but I wouldn't be too pleased for someone to answer the door with no pants on. Okay. Okay, so right now we're at the final level of chapter 1. There's 6 chapters overall in the game. Yeah, so most of the movement's all about trying to build up speed as fast as possible. Like, as you can see, the colors are slowly coming around. And it should activate right about here. So it slows down for a half second, then the great music starts, and then we're off and running. And as long as I don't screw up, which we know is going to happen at least 10 more times, then I should be good at maintaining the speed for the rest of the level. If you jump off sloped downward slopes, you know, that is repeating myself, but anyway, you get a boost of forward momentum, so there are a few times where it's quicker to do that. And now you can enjoy this picture. Oh yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful mental image that we need. Yeah.
What's the character's opinion of pineapple on pizza?
I don't know the character's opinion of pineapple on pizza. I'm, of course, of the opinion that it's a great thing, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong. So yeah, so now at the start of chapter 2, this theme's all about making fun of people, apparently. You know, we're delivering a pizza to good old wobbly Wanda. Apparently can't look over heights without getting nauseous. So we're making fun of her. That, as you know, a good main character does. Oh my god, okay. That was a great start. Yeah. Well, we'll find out why in a second, according to this character at least. Well, the movement's pretty nice. It is overall a pretty fast-paced game in terms of movement. So here we're gonna quickly do a couple jumps, and now what we want to do is off this one we want to make sure we're shooting straight up, because if we hug that wall too closely, what will end up happening is you'll just kind of jump up the wall, and it's about a second slower. Yeah. This is chat talking about pineapple pizza.
There is
No.
not.
There weren't any pineapples for breakfast? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well.
Maybe it was.
Oh, didn't miss that jump. Okay. I almost missed the second jump. So we slide here, and then slide at the end. It's just a little faster. You know, we want to jump up these inclines when we don't have speed. It's quicker to run up them when you have speed. When you don't have speed, it's actually quicker to jump up them a little bit. Okay, so this guy just kind of ignores you for some reason. Now we've got these bouncing, I love this bouncing plank right here. It just is loving the music. Okay. I want to hit this wall. Okay, maintain my speed through there. Good. Okay, that was a pretty. I just missed the last jump there. Okay, now we get Chloe to make fun of you because apparently she got lost on the way to the school dance, and now she's mad that she's getting made fun of. And it turns out getting made fun of isn't quite as fun as making fun of someone else. True life lessons. So now, of course, she's going back to that other person, good old Wobbly Wanda, because you got to give her an apology pizza. Nothing makes life better than a nice warm pizza with, of course, pineapple. And an apology pizza, like, I think there's extra sorries on it. It's a Canadian special. They just place sorry on it a few extra times. Also, that was a great little delay there. Yeah. Okay. So I want to jump not fully there, otherwise it doesn't pull that in. Okay. Yeah, so they're basically, apparently, they're, part of the big corporation, and I think they mentioned it a little bit throughout the text that, of course, I skip over. But they're part of, the big corporation, and they don't want anyone else getting in their way, so they have people on patrol in different parts of the city, and, I don't know, it's a classic, you've never seen the one arm over the shoulder shirt before?
No, I think we need, this game definitely needs more of the,
What, clothing options?
character customization.
Wait, but that was an NPC. I don't know. We can't character customize
I
though.
feel like the first game to have character customization.
For NPCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Character customization for NPCs. Somebody implement that. So this level, it's one of the first levels that you can actually really fail. Right now, you're showing that it's fun on the rooftop. So what we want to do is collect as many of these as possible. So that bar on the left, it slowly goes down over time. We want to fill it up. So at the start, I took those little swinging things up. It's actually, it didn't used to be quicker. They released a patch for this game about a month or two ago that actually sped up those bars. So it's now just about as quick. It's maybe a half second slower, but it makes this level from pretty inconsistent to almost 100% consistent. Like before I would have to jump and collect these ones, but since my bar is full, I can just speed slide right down here and just finish the level. So it's a tiny bit slower, but it's a lot more consistent. So the whole point of that level is showing that, it's not scary to go outside.
I remember what I wanted to see more in the marathon.
What did you want to see more of? What did you want to see more of, sorry? Virgin killer sweaters?
Like 5 of those.
Okay. I see. So the whole point of buying those threads is, as you could see, as I was going through the levels, it started a little grayer. So basically there's kind of like a mood component to it. If you get knocked down as you play through levels, the levels started a little bit grayer. So you want to go and buy some of the threads between levels to kind of start off with a better mood. Also, I'm amazed I didn't break my movement there. So this level introduces planks. You can, press A to jump dash through them or B to slide through ones. The movement's a little tight going around corners. If you don't correctly slow down going down that last decline there, you actually end up falling and not facing the correct direction when you hit the bottom, and then you lose all your speed. If you get knocked down, do you get back up again? Yes, you do. I hopefully won't get hit by any enemies over the course of this, but if I do, you'll be able to see exactly what happens when you get knocked down. The enemies tend to laugh at you, and some of the things they say are pretty good, like, try hard, or so we'll see if I get knocked down. Ideally, I won't, but I almost guarantee it'll happen in some of the later levels. So now we get these hiding behind box enemies. On the first playthrough, they mess with you a lot and they'll still probably mess with me here because, you're so focused and you don't pay attention. There's this little enemy hiding behind, a box. So the whole first level was talking about, this is all about the love using pizza. Pizza can do everything in this future timeline. It can make people confident to go on heights. It shows true love, apparently. So that first level was just her talking about, how her feelings are going unrequited by her friend, and of course, who are we delivering a pizza to right now? But her friend. So we'll see what his opinions are. Yeah, so, okay, here we go. So there you go, you can see them calling me a tryhard because I can't jump correctly. Yeah, so that attire was what I was talking about with the threads. When I finished the chapter, I went and bought some new clothes, and then the purpose of that was as a mood booster to start it.
So your mood affects how fast you go?
Well, it affects how gray the level starts, and if you start off at a lower mood, it takes longer to build up that speed. So if there are those power-ups that, the little swirly, colorful rainbow things, they instantly give you max speed. But otherwise, if you have to build it up yourself, if it starts grayer, it takes a little longer. Yeah, I know, right? It's just a miserable place. So right now, yeah, exactly. There's edge. What is this? Okay, so I didn't hit the correct fall there. I ideally wanted to stick as far to the right as possible. Okay, now this is gonna be fun. You have to kind of turn. Okay, I didn't turn quick enough. Ideally, you want it to look like that, but all the way down. You can kind of do it without hitting the floor. Unfortunately, since I didn't do it correctly, you lose a lot of speed in that little bit. But thankfully, here you can just pick up a max speed for the rest of the level. Although there's not much left to this level. So yeah, see as we jump off that down there, kind of speeds it up. Yes, so yet again, this guy just cannot find love, and we're saying, maybe you should say it through pizza. And of course, his idea of a pizza is with chili and garlic, and it needs to be served at 451 degrees Fahrenheit. So in comes our next failable mission, which is this. I know, right? It's absolutely disgusting, but apparently with true love, it doesn't matter. Also, in practice, I messed that up too. I know, right? That's apparently it needs to be served at 450, not just cooked at 450. Fahrenheit. Celsius would be a little warm.
You would need to be like the side of a volcano.
So I'm gonna stop here just to fill up the heat. It loses all my speed, but it's much safer to stop there and fill up that heat meter. So as long as I don't mess up this jump here or the jumps at the top of the level, I'm basically guaranteed to complete it. You can move faster, and it's a very tight window. If you mess up even slight movement, you're basically done. So I hit all the jumps. So if that went below the bar, you just fail a mission. And failing this mission's absolutely hell because you lose 50 seconds, and it's only one of the few big time losses in this level. So quickly, I'm going to change costume again. And yeah, basically you deliver the pizza to her, and she eats it. So now here we go. This is the Mega Pizza Court. As you can see, their stock in that area where we're delivering our awesome pizza is plummeting. You could see such a little tiny tick down. So now she's trying to talk back to the ninjas, and apparently she's not very good at trash talk, or at least their idea of trash talk of dork shorts is super effective. So now we're gonna quickly move to go up these fans. The fans are generally pretty consistent. Oh, that was not great. So now we get to enjoy this slow ride up. That was 40 minutes. Oh, well, that's not correct.
I'm looking at like estimated 30, but I'm seeing world record 34, so I'm like.
I was gonna say I definitely did not have, and the thing is,
I'm so disappointed to actually not find.
the in-game time as well doesn't count loads. So if somehow they included that.
After the in-game time, then there are some questions to raise here.
Exactly. So this chapter is all about clothing. She was saying that it doesn't find any clothes that fit quite well, and now it's all about talking about how she made these clothes and shoes herself, which honestly, it's awesome to make your own shoes, because if they're comfy, who cares? But now, of course, she's all self-conscious. So if we skip that dialogue correctly, we want to try and hit this up there, and then if we're fast enough, we'll be able to avoid getting caught by that, but we didn't. Just so it's quicker to come up this way. Looking at chat's gonna get me killed. I know it. It's such a tease to put chat right there. I want to take all the time to read it, but I know I'm gonna turn away for a half second and fall and lose 30 seconds. But really, isn't that what marathons are all about? I guess while mashing through the text, I can take a look over and read all of the deep insights that chat is providing. So yeah, that's about the worst time to hit, speed. You get speed and the level's over. So, hello speedrunner. What are ILs? Individual levels. So this game you can actually play. They do have ILs for each level, and so right now we're actually going to trade our uniform for this Pizza Mega Co. Ninja, and saying we'll trade her our great pizza for it. Because of course she wants to look awesome like the other ninjas, though she couldn't wear the mask because she couldn't breathe well, and she rolled and tore a seam. So it's classic cheap mega company clothing. So the level is very gray right now, and that happens near the end of each chapter really, especially if I get knocked down a bunch. That was actually good that I hit that. Sometimes if you don't hit that at the right angle, you have to climb up. So we're gonna jump over this. Get some quick downhill speed jumps. So now we're gonna head on up. So the one little movement I want to get that'll save me probably the most time here is in about 1 second. Once I jump past these guys, I want to not hug the wall, but also not do that. Thankfully I didn't lose my speed, so that's good, but I ideally want to end rolling left, and I did the incorrect jump there, so I lost all my speed anyway. Yeah, I don't know why they have so many ninja patrolling these streets. It seems a little unnecessary, like a pretty big waste of the company's money, although I guess it's not actually working that well considering I'm still delivering my pizzas. Now this little girl's sad because we don't have our cool costume on right now, and she liked those little swooshy things that were on them. So now we're gonna go make her a little swooshy costume. Yeah, I need to restart. Whole game's over. So right now our goal is to not fall. We want to collect these little recycling signs. We need 16 of them. So these wall jumps here are probably the most tight, and you want them because of these three here. It loses a lot of extra time if you don't correctly get those jumps. So yeah, overall we need 16 to make her own costume. Yeah, and the level is actually called Swishy Things, exactly. Because we gotta make her own swishy things. And I don't understand why you lose all your speed once you go in that direction. Also, how many did I lose by falling there at the start of the level? I lost 2, so as long as I don't mess up this jump here, and oh my gosh, okay. There we go. So I made that jump, but now we need to climb up here anyway. And this is what happens if you fall with low enough morale. You kind of get knocked down. So this is going to be a nice little time loss. because I fell down at the start of the level, so I missed 2 extra, so I need to come up here to grab them. So overall, yeah, that's a nice, fun little time loss. So of course we made her, she wanted one like ours, but she has 3 swooshy things. And of course, you know, the more swooshy things you have, the faster you go. So now we're coming on to the second last chapter called Respect. Also, the CEO of that company loves their pizza. So this chapter is definitely the hardest, has the most availability for time loss. There's a lot of enemies, and it's very easy if you're not sliding correctly to get hit and just lose all your time. Especially as it gets near the end of the chapter when your morale starts getting a little lower. If you just get hit by an enemy, like any enemy, you're just gonna get knocked down and have to take a few seconds to stand yourself back up. So, we go. And I hit the speed anyway. So this, you need to make sure you jump at least into the middle because that falls, and if you don't hit it at the right angle, you'll just have to slide all the way down and lose a bunch of time there. Okay, hit that right. Oh, went a little too fast. So, yeah, at the start of the level, man, the ninjas were pretty rude. So the brother who's directing you, I guess, is in a wheelchair, and they make fun of him and say, "Oh, how's your brother's legs doing?" Man, that's these ninjas are pretty rude. I guess they must be, you know, high schoolers, those little rascals. But yes, so now, of course, the classic saying of, "Oh, why don't you go talk to Dad about these problems?" And then, "No, we can handle this ourselves." The classic, "I can handle all my problems myself." Yeah, the main purpose of this game was really developed to be used for a, you know, kind of storytelling about showing the, you know, teenage times, about all the negative effects of bullying and stuff like that. So overall, if you actually read through the text, it gets the message apart pretty well. Yes, no bully. That's the absolute message of this. Okay, I keep forgetting. There was a there was an update, and a couple of the hit boxes in the ground aren't exactly perfect after the update. So right there, if you actually slide, you're supposed to jump over. If you slide, your foot gets stuck in the floor, and the enemy will make contact with you before you make contact with them. And you're 100% guaranteed to get hit if you don't jump. So that's kind of fun. Age is not equal to maturity. Yes. And age is not equal to maturity, this baby apparently can answer the door. So it feels like it has too few levels. It's not a long game, but you think it's got 6 chapters, probably about, you know, 20 to 30 levels. It's a short game, but it's overall, I think it's a pretty fair length for, you know, a small family developing a game on their own. I think it's pretty good length. So now we're starting to hit a lot of the enemies, so now I'm probably gonna get knocked down from this, yeah. So basically at this point, any enemy that hits me, I'm getting knocked down. So I need to be very careful not to get hit. Of course, that's kind of the whole goal in general, but especially so now. So now we get to climb. So unfortunately, since I got hit, you know, I didn't gain speed throughout that. Yes, I know the put downs are very, very nice when you get knocked down. The tryhards, and what a loser. You know, these people really know how to cut deep, especially when running. You can just pretend that they're saying it to you, and you know, it really helps move the run along. So there's a chance, I don't actually know what causes it, but sometimes you get pushed down, sometimes you just run straight through. I have absolutely no clue what causes getting pushed down versus just walking straight through. But I'm of course happier that I did not get the knockdown, because of course that loses a couple seconds right at the start of the run. Yes, that is definitely not this kind of game. I'm sure somebody could link you to channels privately of where you could probably get that type of video if you're looking for it. Okay. Oh, I actually managed to hit that. For some reason, I thought that in the most recent update that it wasn't actually possible to jump right there, but apparently it is. So that's good to know. Yes, they are apparently against Twitch terms of service. How is the PB lower than the world record? That doesn't. Oh, yeah. So the PBs, what happens is that they use your gold splits on every level, where the world record is just the world record splits. So it's kind of deceptive when you're running because you don't actually know how well you're doing compared to your own PB, just how well you're doing compared to your PB for that level. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but it definitely is a way to do it. Well, that was an awful drop. So you can climb up. So I definitely want to make sure to do the correct jumps here because you lose a bit of time if you don't correctly jump these. Okay, got those. And it also helps if you roll when you hit the ground. That also tends to keep your speed. So yes, my PB, well, as you can see, okay, here's a big wall of enemies. This is always fun to walk through. You move down to a snail's pace trying to, and I also don't know why I jumped there. So that huge wall of enemies there is very fun to just slowly slide your way through. And you can bounce over the first one, into the second one and fail. Yes, you can, yes, so chat if you feel like you want to yell at me every time I get knocked down, just please repeat what they say. I would appreciate that. So you have another classic real gentleman split. This is, I think I've lost a few PBs to this level, and of course it's the last real level where you can lose a lot of time. Yes, absolutely, Tech. I totally understand wanting to bully the runner. Yep. Yeah, so basically, I've been completely skipping the story of what's been happening, but of course she's been getting broken down over the course of this chapter, and there's this one guy who's so nice to her, and, doesn't say mean things. So now he's challenging her to a race and saying, you can prove you're faster than me. All you have to do is turn off your communications. Of course, that doesn't sound suspect at all, but, she enjoys the fact that he's being nice, so why not listen to him? He's trustworthy. We'll find out in a second that may not be exactly the case. So this is the final time of real time loss. Like all the other ones, I lost 15 to 20 seconds because I got hit by a few enemies, but this one, if you lose this race, you're losing. As you can see, it's about just over a minute long. Okay, I hit that. If you jump perfectly, you can avoid dropping down that side. So yes, if you lose this race, you're losing at least a minute, 20 seconds. That of course wouldn't be ideal, but it's, as long as you don't mess up anything major, it's like this. You shouldn't lose the race, but it looked like I still had enough time left over. It just would have been a much better time. Run faster, man. Yeah, so of course, it was all a distraction. he was just being nice to distract you, so apparently the big corporation could take place in arson. I don't know when corporations started doing that. I guess maybe they always have. But yeah, so now she feels really bad that she was the one. Of course, the place got burned down, but it was all her fault because she wasn't there. So now we get this nice slow auto-scroller of her running away being sad. So it's split into 3 stages, and this is why you'll also see my PB being 40 seconds. There's 3 different stages to it. If you die on the 3rd stage, since you can fall into the shadows below, what will happen is that it restarts the timer. So of course in one of my PBs I died in that 3rd section, so it only counts the timer for the 3rd section. So now I have stuck with this PB of 40 seconds, which of course I'll never be able to beat. I guess I could beat the PB, I'll just die in the 3rd section here and reset a PB. Yeah, exactly. How could she stop corporate arson? Don't you know that's how it works. If it's you ran a race and you won the race, but of course you'd be there and you'd be able to stop that corporate arson. Now there's no yes, we're just outrunning but the thing is, in this you're not even outrunning bullies, you're outrunning your own shadows. It's very deep. Yeah, actually nobody died either, so really it's just that the place burned down. And it slowly moves faster and faster between each one, which is nice because the first section is just outlandishly slow. And then it eventually moves faster. So as you can see, she kind of improves her mood at each of these blocks by saying that she can't do something, and then somebody she interacted with before telling her that she's good at it. Like for example, can't change anything and looking stupid instead of looking great. So now of course all these people who, of course that guy would never say that you're faster than me because apparently he's taking part in setting you up for arson, so really he would never admit that you're faster than him. So this is the fastest part. What you want to do is jump right here. You skip kind of dropping down as long as you hit that block. Yeah, they should have built in the rest of the building. No, this section of town just installs doors. Oh no, this could not have been worse. Okay, so now we can attempt to beat my PB on this section. So who's ready for a PB now? So as you can see, the timer restarts. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that there's that slight incline there where if you don't hit the jump right on the first try, you lose so much speed that you can't, you basically can't save it. And since the shadows catch up, you're good. Here we go, will I beat my PB? Oh, it's looking like it. Here we go, new PB. So now it'll be even lower. There we go. So now what's happening is that everyone was here to help out and rebuild the place. So of course they'll be down for a couple months, but everything's okay. Corporate arson is not bad. So now she's saying, oh, she's got an idea of what we can do to take down the mega corporation. And she now has all her self-worth back because she beat this guy in a race and he's nothing. Also, you're too slow, so she's basically Sonic now with all this movement. So this is the final level. You're chasing your way basically to the top of the Ninja Corporation. I want to make this jump. I made it. So the jumps in this first little part here are pretty tight. Hitting that wall there actually helps because it kind of slows down a little bit for this. So you can, I don't think I'll have to wait. Yeah, there we go. So well, it helps if I don't miss that. What I want to do is I want to jump up this way. I do lose all my speed, but it's a lot quicker to jump up this way than go all the way around, so the little bit of speed loss is worth it. So we're going to attempt to jump over this garbage can, which we successfully did. And now we're just going to slowly climb up this building. By the way, time will be coming up very shortly. I'm trying to outrun this chopper, which of course I successfully do. And the timer will stop. It'll be time when the timer stops here, which is shortly after I roll onto the helipad. So here we go. And time. So, of course, everyone can see exactly how it went. So, not
38-31.
Yeah, 38-31 real.
Microsoft instead of Control, but
Oh, that's fine. Honestly, I was just hoping for a sub 40. Really, it's yeah, exactly. Underestimate. That's all we want. So overall, that was an okay run. You know, I lost a bit of time here and there to getting hit by lots of enemies. Yes, thanks chat for being so nice during the run. See, chat is no bully. That's the important part. I know, right? They're disappointed. So yeah, if you want to catch me again, I'll be up again at 9 p.m. doing a run of Sunset Overdrive. So, you know, that's this game also, it's on Steam. It's I got it during part of one of the Humble Bundles, but overall it's a pretty fun game. Also, what they're saying is, you know, we got him to admit that this little corporation's pizza's better, and they shared it to everyone, and now, of course, they're gonna go completely broke. So yeah, so I'll be back during about 9 p.m. tonight for Sunset Overdrive, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the marathon.
I'm talking to my dark